Hello again, darlings. So tonight's request is from an anonymous person who says, "Dear King Thronduil, what was Legolas's birth like? Were you freaking out? What was it like the first time you saw your son?" Darling, you know just what it takes to bring back wonderful, happy memories for me. Um, let's see, what was the first part of the question? What was the birth like? Well, as part of Elven tradition, I was not privy to the actual birthing process. It's just one of our customs, so I did have to wait until he was born. But as soon as that happens, the father is allowed to come in, and so that's when I came in and I saw him there, and um, I think it's sort of cliche to say, um, but it was sort of a spiritual moment for me to look at my beautiful wife, and then in her arms is this small little child that is is part her and is part me. It was I don't even know how to articulate it. There's something that I think is almost difficult to wrap your mind around, that you and the person that you love could come together and somehow from that create a life, and a life that you're going to have a chance to be a part of. And it's just such it was so overwhelming. And I'm not a particularly emotional person most of the time, um, but I admit I cried, I wept quite a bit, with pure joy. Actually, I'm getting a little emotional now thinking about it. But um, I I had never known, or even expected just how much of an impact seeing him would have. And when I've looked at other children before that, and the parents would say, "Oh, he's got her eyes, and he's got my chin," and I just thought it was absolute rubbish. The child just looks like a baby. It doesn't look like anything. But the moment I saw him, I could see my wife's eyes. I could see my cheekbones. I could see the parts that were each of us in him. And um, it was just such a wonderful, wonderful experience. I feel like there was another question. Um, was I freaking out? Absolutely. Not sort of in the Hollywood sort of freaking out sort of way, but internally I was a wreck. Emotionally, I was an absolute wreck. I had been very nervous, but once I saw him, all of that just went away. And um, I just I would never trade that moment for anything in this world. It was one of the single happiest, most magical moments of my life. And I'm just so happy that although um, my wife is no longer here with me, or my son, you know, I'm so thankful that that part of her is still around. So um, I can't even think. The memories are a little overwhelming for me even now. So I'm just going to go. Um, but thank you so much, darling. It was really wonderful to go back down these memories, and I'm glad that I could answer your questions. So if you have any more, please feel free. And ta-ta.